BRICS. You've probably seen the name in the headlines. But what exactly is it, and why does it make Washington and Brussels nervous? Let's break it down in simple terms. BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. When it first came together, it was mostly about economics, a group of fast-growing countries teaming up to demand a bigger seat at the global table. But today, BRICS is becoming more than just an economic club. It's shaping into a political bloc that wants to challenge Western dominance. Together, these countries are massive. They account for over 40% of the world's population and about a quarter of the global economy. That's billions of people and trillions of dollars. Compare that to the G7, the traditional group of wealthy Western nations. BRICS may not yet be as rich per person, but in terms of sheer size, they're hard to ignore. One of the biggest flashpoints is money. Most global trade today happens in US dollars. That gives Washington huge power. If the US doesn't like a country, it can cut it off from the dollar system and essentially freeze it out of world trade. BRICS is talking about ways to change this. They've even floated the idea of creating a new shared currency or boosting trade using their own national currencies instead of the dollar. For the West, that's a nightmare scenario. The dollar isn't just a currency, it's a weapon. It gives the US and its allies leverage in everything from sanctions on Russia to pressure campaigns on Iran and Venezuela. If BRICS builds a strong alternative, that grip starts to weaken. But it doesn't stop with economics. China and Russia, especially, see BRICS as a political tool. At a time when Russia is isolated over the war in Ukraine and China faces growing tensions with the US over Taiwan and technology, BRICS offers a ready-made platform to show they're not alone. Instead of standing against the West individually, they can stand shoulder to shoulder with countries like India, Brazil, and South Africa. Still, BRICS isn't perfect. The members don't always see eye to eye. China and India have border disputes and compete for influence in Asia. Brazil's economy is fragile. South Africa struggles with internal crises. And unlike NATO or the European Union, BRICS doesn't have a clear military or political structure. It's more of a loose partnership than a tight alliance. What makes BRICS especially interesting right now is expansion. Several countries, including Saudi Arabia, Iran, Egypt, and Argentina, have expressed interest in joining. If energy giants like Saudi Arabia were to come on board, BRICS wouldn't just be a political club, it could become a global energy powerhouse, holding serious leverage over oil and gas markets. That's why global analysts say BRICS is more of a signal than a structure. Even if it doesn't always deliver on its promises, the very fact that so many nations want an alternative to Western-led systems shows how the balance of power is shifting. In a world where new powers are rising and old ones are being questioned, BRICS is a symbol of change, and that symbolism alone carries weight. But here's the interesting part. Despite their differences, these countries keep coming back to the table. Why? Because they share one goal: to push back against a world order that's been dominated by the US and Europe for decades. Whether it's building new banks, boosting trade, or simply showing unity on the global stage, BRICS sends a clear message. The future won't be shaped by the West alone. So what is BRICS? It's not just an acronym. It's a symbol of a changing world, one where power is shifting south and east, away from the old centers of influence. And that's exactly why the West is watching so closely.